In this video, I'm going to cover how to check your own system info and the importance of graphics card and graphics card drivers. Your computer's pertinent specs can be found by using the Leapfrog menu, About, System Info. The system info will tell you your operating system, whether it's 32 or 64-bit, your total RAM, and the graphics card in use by Leapfrog. If you scroll down, you'll see more detailed information about your system. Based on your system info, first, if you have a 64-bit operating system, I strongly recommend installing the 64-bit version of Leapfrog. Secondly, if you have a dedicated graphics card available, please ensure Leapfrog is using it. Leapfrog's advanced 3D visualization relies heavily on recent advances in computer graphics. Modern video cards are designed to do complicated number crunching required to render detailed wireframes in real time on your screen more quickly and efficiently than the computer's CPU. The result is a smooth, fast visualization of your 3D data. Therefore, to take full advantage of Leapfrog's functionalities, we recommend you have a dedicated card. In my case, I have the integrated Intel card and a dedicated Nvidia card. The most common dedicated cards these days are Nvidia, however there are others such as AMD Radeon cards. If I take a look at what Leapfrog is currently using, I can see that it's using my integrated Intel card. In this case, I will have to tell Leapfrog to use the Nvidia card instead. The process of switching Geo between the Intel and the dedicated card is similar for different types of graphics cards, such as the AMD and the Nvidia. However, I will demonstrate the process for the Nvidia card, as that is what I have. Before I switch to my Nvidia card, I'm just going to shut down Leapfrog. The next step is just to right-click anywhere on your desktop. If you have an Nvidia card, you will see an Nvidia Control panel. If you have an AMD card, you'll see a similar thing for your AMD card. I'm going to open the control panel, and the control panel will open like this. On the left-hand side, I'm going to select Manage 3D Settings, and then I'm going to make sure I've selected the Program Settings tab. The first thing I need to do is select Leapfrog Geo. If it does not appear in your list, you can simply click Add and browse for it. The program file for Leapfrog Geo exists in your C drive. If you're running the 64-bit version of Leapfrog, it will be in the Program Files folder, or if you're running the 32-bit version of Leapfrog, you will find it in the Program Files x86 folder. At the top you'll see Iran's Geo, and then if you have multiple versions of Geo installed, you'll see them here. Select the version that you're interested in, open the bin folder, and you'll find the Geo application. Open that, and it will be selected here. The next step is to select your preferred graphics processor. Previously, I was using the integrated card, but I would like to switch to the high-performance Nvidia processor. Once I've selected that, simply click Apply. Once it has been applied, you can close your Nvidia Control panel and restart Leapfrog. Now when you check your system info, you should see that Leapfrog is now using your dedicated graphics card. The next important thing to check in your system info is the graphics card driver dates. These are important as Leapfrog does not communicate directly with the graphics card. In fact, the communication is managed by the driver. To maintain optimal functionality, it's important to keep these drivers up to date. If you have older graphics card drivers, you'll be able to find the latest ones available on the graphics card's website. To find your latest drivers, Google the maker of your dedicated graphics driver. In this case, I'll look up Nvidia drivers. That will bring me to the drivers download page for Nvidia. At this point, I'm now going to enter my specific graphics card. In the system info in Leapfrog, it tells you which graphics card you're using, so you simply need to select that in these drop-downs. Select the operating system that you have, leave the download type as default, and simply search for the drivers. You can then download the driver, and then once you shut down Leapfrog, you can install it. I'll also quickly take a look at the AMD drivers page for those of you who have AMD Radeon cards. So in the Drivers and Download Center, you can again manually select your driver. In all cases, I do recommend manually selecting the driver, as I've found that the Intel, the Nvidia, and the AMD automatic detection system doesn't necessarily detect the correct driver. Once the drivers are downloaded and installed, you can check your system again after installation to ensure the update has occurred.